the intentional infliction of the emotional distress, yes, of thinking that all these arrests that involve mental health evaluations, right, you're just going to cover them up. Pooch. You won't get sued, yes, but you will. Ooch. Intentional and reckless on the part of law enforcement to not admit to the court the exculpatory evidence that I requested you to admit, poop, because you said you had no obligation to protect the accused from false accusations, ooch, false police reports. Oh, now, infliction of emotional distress, the CIED. Oh, oh, yes, the criminal infliction of emotional distress on the part of the Class B felony conspiracy right now. Now, listen, dog, okay? I did experience, it wasn't the stress that they were really talking about here. Yes. I'm so tense in certain situations. I have great difficulty getting by. When I realized what I was signing today, yes, I thought that's going to cost you a fucking lot of money. Now, for $400 a month, you decided to up the liability of refusing to admit exculpatory evidence so that you could participate in your conspiracy of the Class B felony of being the outrageous right now. Yeah, they probably will pay the rental assistance, but me having to fill out the forms where they ask me, have you ever had a mental health evaluation? No, not by any licensed practitioner of psychology because of me needing mental health services. I've had them because the police department's refusing to admit the evidence I wasn't in Sequim, Washington. Oh, I've had them because of the false criminal complaints in Jefferson County right now. And since I know that I have the right to have a lawsuit that removes them from my record, if they are ever used to deprive me of any benefit of being a poor homeless man. Now, the actor, oh, are we making a show today, Sheriff? Oh. Restatement is important, thereby imminent apprehension. Yeah. Now, guilt of someone other than defendant, Barbie versus Warren. Evidence tending to show someone other. I mentioned this? Yes. Now, as the accused that requested you to admit the evidence, there's still that individual out there that's, oh. When did you think I'd get to find out when you decided to exonerate me of all wrongdoing? Did you think it was when my sons called me on the telephone? When Marilyn calls me? Um, you're still sitting on the exculpatory evidence that I wasn't in Brennan, I wasn't in Squim, and I wasn't cyber stalking. So when the yeah, Class B felonies. Now, I would say, okay, as long as the Serenity House does what the law requires, they have no liability for today's appointment. You do. You should have given me victims' resources. Now, no child left behind. When are you going to remove your disillusion of marriage? Where I didn't get to hear what she had to say during all those court hearings. I'm sure my wife had a few words for me, good or bad, yes, ugly or true. But not being able to hear what she had to say. Now, the educators, yes, that are obstructing me. Oh, the parental choice of removing my sons from a school district that has them in the wrong grade. Ouch. I'm still going to file these lawsuits, but now, as the accused, I personally request, ouch, that you do what the law requires, because Class B felonies are on the table today. Ouch, ouch. Now, I mentioned this Constitution a few days ago. Yeah. hmm I put a new signature right there. Ooh, a better way. Sign here. Yes. And I thought it was so good. The most important single legal document in the history of the world. Now, the states will retain under the proposed constitution a very extensive portion of active sovereignty. Let's say you're the state of Washington, and you, as a state legislature, refuse to admit the exculpatory evidence that state law supports. Yes, and you're not going to defend and support the laws of this state. I mentioned that I'd remove you. Yes, I'd take all the seals of those elected to office. Then I'd unincorporate you from the United States of America. Now, for all of you that think I can't, you see, this idea of me being fly by night, yes, I'm living a pipe dream. Right. Why don't we get the Organic Act again of the territory of Guam? Yes, let's do that. And then there's another act that allowed for you to be the Enablement Act of the state of Washington. I'm telling you, you won't sign a law unless just get me those seals again of all of the avowed, yes, of all of those in office, yes, that have any knowledge of the exculpatory evidence that I did not commit any crimes. Now, the states will not retain their sovereignty. See, there's this thought of state leaders that were supposed to have the power and opportunity to check any attempt by federal officials to overstep their bounds. And then there's the state leaders, yes, that were supposed to have the power and opportunity to enforce the laws. Ouch, gee whiz, you just hit my big left toe.